Hello, class. Dig this, man. How you doing, by the way? It's a session, man. Vintage Rolling Rock can that got damaged in shipping, but it was sent in by Madison and Hudson from Michigan. Thank you. They found it at an estate sale. But here's a new Rolling Rock, brand new. How you guys doing? Hello, class. It's number 81. Happy Saturday. There's no school for the kids today, so I was able to none of that online school that I've been dreading. So I'm able to come out here in the garage and blast a little bit. I got this. I'll show it to you in a minute. I got this '59 tweed Bassman that I bought from a friend of mine, and man, what a cool amp! I've been hunting an old Bassman for a long time, and I finally found one that suits me. I'm very excited about it. So there you go. And I want to say some thank yous for the sweethearts. The guy from Gain Stage Effects sent in 2 really cool fuzz pedals. Louisville, Kentucky. He sent that one in a Marshall Super Fuzz clone. Very cool. And what else? I got me a Kitchen Downtown t-shirt on, my buddy Nick's restaurant down in the arcade. You guys need to check that out sometime. Amazing food. But yeah, not much to talk about today. Just goofing around. It's Saturday. I might watch some college football in a minute. But yeah, I wanted to also mention too, my dear friend Gordon Moat, amazing piano player. He's got his channel's kicking ass, his YouTube channel that he started. And he's about to launch a whole Christmas series where he's playing some badass Christmas songs. And that boy can flat pick it. So yeah, check him out. Check out Gordon, okay? Let's see. Got a few questions. Tom, what is your, this is from the VCB. What's the deal with wintertime and proper guitar storage? Glad you asked that. This is an important public service announcement for all you guitar fans and collectors out there. We are entering into, actually we're already in the most dangerous time of year for guitars. The dry winter months. Ask any luthier repairman. This is when they make all their money. What happens is people don't have a humidifier in their house where they keep their guitars, and the dry heat vents blast on the guitar, especially when they're not in the cases. And that's the worst thing you can do for your instruments. The wood shrinks and the metal doesn't, right? And then you end up with that when you run your fingers down the side of the neck where the frets start popping out. And man, that is one of Uncle Larry's biggest pet peeves right there. I cannot stand that. When you can feel the frets on a guitar, oh Lord. That's on my list. Top 5 things in all of guitardom that bug me. That might be on there. And yeah, I mean, so anyway, if you want to avoid that, and then what also happens is wood starts cracking on your acoustics. The top starts sinking in. Your action gets real low. You've got to humidify your guitars, people. The summertime's cool. Guitars are fine in the summer. You can put them right by an air conditioner vent, and they're cool. But in the winter, you got to humidify them. You don't want those dry heat vents blowing on them, okay? So please do that for me. Sorry, repair guys. Sorry to be cutting into your income. But this is important stuff. I remember when I was a kid, before I knew anything about this, I remember I had all my guitars on a stand in my office in one of my first houses I lived in, right by a heat vent. And I went out of town and I came home, and they had just been sitting in there cooking by that heat vent. And they were all ruined. I mean, that took me forever to get them back to where they needed to be. You got to rehumidify them. You got to get the frets, you got to get them all, re-beveled on the ends. So there's that. So just take care of your guitars, people. You don't want that going on. Let's see. I was also going to talk to you about something that I was thinking about the other day when I was on a session. That's pretty. One of the parts of being a session man that no one ever talks about. In this modern day and age of having these big pedal boards, people want miracles from you. They want all kind of crazy sounds. So like you'll be tracking in a session with a 4 or 5 piece band or something, right? And on the first track, right, when you're basically the rhythm track of the band, you haven't done any of your overdubs yet. You're just doing your rhythm part, right? You have to be thinking, how am I going to orchestrate these guitar parts that are about to happen, especially when you're like the only electric player. It's a little easier when you got 2 guys playing electric. But the other day I was on a session and I was the only electric player. We had a killer band, like 5-piece band. We had Aaron Sterling on drums, Tony Lucido on bass, me on electric, Charlie Judge on keys, Ilya Tashinsky on acoustic, and we were doing some cool stuff. And I was on the rhythm track. I was like, what I'll end up doing is I'll try to do too much at once sometimes. Like I want the track to sound good right out of the gate without overdubs. So I'll end up I'll design like a verse part of a song that's like real, like creepy, spooky, with a lot of effects, like dark, pickup, reverb, delay, maybe some tremolo, and I'll have that be my verse part. And then when I get to the chorus, I want it to be like crunchy, bright pickup, distorted chorus part with no effects. So how do you do all that at once on the go down, right? You have to get really good at being able to switch your pedals really fast. This is one of those things that, if you're not a session guy, you don't have to worry about what I'm telling you right now. But if you're trying to be a session guy, you got to get really good at switching your pedals like on and off at the right times, during the song, because of it's really hard because you got to be playing and then you got to be thinking about that too at the same time. Like I remember one time I was doing that on a session and Joe Vitale, he goes, "Buko, what are you doing? Looks like you're trying to put out a fire." And he just saw me just madly stomping on that board, trying to get everything going. But you get good at it after a while, and it becomes like playing the pedal board while playing the guitar simultaneously becomes like one instrument, right? And I didn't even notice. I was on a session the other day, somebody said, "Man, I can't believe how fast you're doing all those pedal changes. I wish I would have had it on video." But like, go from verse, you got a whole scene change that happens from the verse to the chorus on your pedals, and like, you got to do it quickly. And if you miss the downbeat of the chorus, it sucks. You know what I mean? Or if you're supposed to have your delays muted, but then you hit a sharp chord and the delays ring over erroneously. That's always embarrassing, But that happens, nobody's perfect. But here's a little concept for you. I've talked in the past about the one of my favorite solos is that song "Shooting Star" by Bad Company, right? And I was just on the phone earlier, texting back and forth with my buddy Marlon Young, who's a well-known rock and roll guy, and we were talking about dark guitar tones. He loves dark guitar tones, and like neck pickup, cool, vintagey kind of sounds. And I think the solo on "Shooting Star" is a really good example of that sort of milky, dark neck pickup vibe, So I was just doing some of that with this old 59 Les Paul. And man, what a sound, right? I mean, check it out. And you put some long, like Joe Walsh echoes, like a... Here's the bridge pickup. Here's the neck. So there's a cool vibe for you, Here's a little musical concept. I also started doing this at the end of my little jam. It was like just going back and forth between two chords and trying to solo while you're including the bass notes, right? So I was just going from E to G. So try play some solo stuff where you can be playing leads, but you can also hear what the bass notes are like. That sort of hybrid picking technique that I've got, where I've got the pick and I also use my middle and ring fingers to get some of those, lead notes. There you go. Just a few things to think about on a a Saturday afternoon. All right, guys, take care of yourselves. Class dismissed.